And we're back. Hot cross buns. See how they runs. It's a joke about eating hot cross buns. I don't do that. Yeah, it's too much sugar and fat for me. Or especially sugar. You know, I could get away with eating fat. It's sugar that sucks. I don't want to be diabetic, you know. My blood just be checked every goddamn day. No. Not gonna be like my predecessors. No, sirree, Bob. I'm going to this Red Hot log, which kind of reminds me of Red Hot Riding Hood, and then made me think of Tex Avery. So, yes, Tex Avery cartoons, and how they were well drawn, even if they could be strange. Could be the origin of the Game Wolf title, you would never know. Unless you want to associate that with a Native American spirit, or like a subconscious thing. Doesn't matter. Going on this log, use the log physics like in a log rolling competition. I imagine a burly Canadian lumberjack of the woods doing this and kicking my ass. Look at that, don't even have to jump for the star. Just walk right into it. Isn't that unique? It's probably the first star, maybe the only star to do that. At least in here. Who can say? Now I'm going to go to the volcano. And remember, don't provoke the Volk. Okay? This is for future son, who likes to provoke volcanoes, I've decided. Prehumously. Imagine prehumously, where you're able to know when your death is. Good God. So fun fact about this inner area, which I didn't mention since the actual first inner area of any of these levels was, of course, Fort Google Mountain when you go in the slide. When you die in the area, if you go back in the painting, you will end up at the beginning of the inner area part, the volcano in this case. So, when you go in, commit to the star. Unless you want to reset the game or see if it doesn't matter if you go into another painting and come back. So in case you're trying to do a long run and don't know that could be very annoying. Wow, using cameras to manipulate pole jumping mechanics. What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. Ah! Okay. It's alright. Just some permanent trauma. It's fine. Mario's got to regrow his limbs. My bones are broken in 5,000 pieces. I like that trap because it's the only one that's kind of just like, hey, surprise! It reminds me of those board things that you iron on that come flying out. That they used to come flying out. The clouds like, blam! It's like, I'm glad we don't do that anymore. That seems stupid. I know you think it's convenient to pull it out, but it's like, yeah, okay. At what cost? Your life! I'm doing it! He's doing it, ladies and gents! From G's to gents, he says. Whoa! Here we go! Do you know how we go? Wait a minute. Mario, who are you talking to when you say here we go? Do you mean us? Or do you mean the royal we? Mario, are you connected somehow to the Mushroom Kingdom royalty? Or is it just because you've got an honorable connection, kind of like how Link does with the royal family in Ocarina of Time, but that's neither here nor there? I'm just thinking of why it says we. Who is this we you speak of? Yes, I like riding the shelf lava, as you can imagine. Anyway, now we turn ourselves directly the other direction. And we go ride this elevator that you saw in level 6. And yeah, that's it. You go here, you take a second one, and then you go up these, like, other things. There'll be fire bars. How can anything survive in this environment? You know, if you actually just go near lava, that's enough to kill you. Never mind touching it, which would incinerate you instantly. You want to talk about fucking convection tropes? Yeah, there you go. Oh no, not another pole! Ow, no! Ow, chili dogs! Chili dogs! Chili dogs! Gonna go up here. Oh no, my brain's doing it half the time. How would I know? It's my brain! Looks like I need a bit more brain right now. No, it's my weakness apparently, which is putting platforms too close to each other so I can't jump on them like the way I expected. Because most of my jumps are, you know, longish. So why would I need to do these teeny tiny jumps now that I have maximum control stick? Well, anyway, I learned the next time around. Don't worry. It is silly though. Also, aligning the camera would probably help sideways for me, I guess. Yeah, that's all you need to do, mate. You just gotta fucking line the camera right. You know, need the paparazzi on your ass. Tell them to take pictures, do a lying story about you, and assume two people saw completely different things when in reality is one other thing that no one saw. That is the power of journalism. I'm not sure what the power is. People believe crazy things despite seeing the same thing, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. Underneath the lava lab. Okay. This time I'm watching the shadow of the Mario. Oh yeah, so I made this thing on Twitter about like how Charles Martinet also voiced a character in Shadow of Memories / or rather Shadow of Destiny, which is what's called in America, so I'm going it by that. But then like I made a joke about that, and then fucking the wiki for this game has decided to follow me on Twitter. I hope they understand I don't want to necessarily be mutuals, because I would probably go to your wiki, but I don't feel like I would interact with a wiki account. Does that make sense? Like, there's a lot of people who I think are are good people that I don't care to follow on Twitter, even though I probably know them. Or what they post about is not as interesting to me as what they do on other services like YouTube. So if I'm not following you, it's not because I dislike you, it's because I like setting up my feed in a certain way. I'm sure everyone has that, but, you know, I kind of wish it was chronological like it used to be, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's the reason. I want to follow people who make for interesting Twitter posts, even if it's rare that they do that. But if you're just posting what content you're posting every day, which is kind of redundant if I'm following you on other medias in which I would be following you, well, that's why. Unless you intersperse them with Twitter posts in between, then it's okay. The redundancy doesn't really require me. You know, I like to spend my time effectively. Getting the shell is great for this level because you can explore pretty much the entire level this way. Also, there's lots of 1-ups here. I was saying in another video how one of the best ways to grind 1-ups was to go into the Vanish Cap area. No, this is the best way. Go to this level, get the shell. It always shows up on certain stars. Get the shell, grab all these 1-ups, because there are a lot of them just lying around. Not to mention getting enough coins, so if you're really hankering for lives, yeah. Not to say it's a bad thing if you lose all your lives, because the worst thing that happens is you just spawn outside the castle and go right back in, so considering how many times you can save if you're getting a start, this is really not a big deal. It's just saving time. In fact, the idea of having 1-ups in the game is already kind of phased out by Super Nintendo, so this is just here just because of nostalgia's sake by this point. Really, 1-ups indicated a time which you had limited amount of stuff in order to beat a game, which has to do with, you know, challenge worthy of your time and money, like with Blockbuster and rentals and etc. And that's just left there as like a grandfather clause, like, you know, Mario games need to have 1-ups even if they're not relevant. It's like, okay. If you get too many of them, what you gonna do about it? Bad to boys, bad to boys. Yes, getting on the shell makes it really easy to bully people. I know this from a real-life experience of watching a dude ride a giant fucking snapping turtle and just pissing everyone off. This didn't happen. Never happened. It was a fake. It was a lie. He made it up. You know, I actually watched that show with Jonathan Frakes. It's actually like a very 90s show, you know. It has to do with how the camera work is. It's actually really nice to watch it, even if it's not, I wouldn't call it my favorite, it's nowhere near my favorite thing. It's not even near my, like, kind of favorite things. It's just an interesting experience, and that's the best I can say out of anyone that does something I don't care about. So, yeah, I appreciate life. Why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about me telling you why we talk about this? I've been through this bit so many times. Just filling the void so that people still complain that, you know, I'm for kids, which I'm not. Super Mario Vlog! Yeah, I know, because I'm thinking to myself, yeah, there's people that don't like when people are just talking not relative to the game. They just talk about other shit the whole time, but I just kind of do whatever. You're right. Think of a director's commentary or something. How many times have they gone off the wayside of not actually talking about the movie? So Easy Star, don't even have to go to the volcano, because there's plenty of coins in there, but if you're stuck at the volcano, you're committed to it, and you have to start that place over again, then you don't have all the coins, and then you gotta do all that shit over, and yeah. Bully the bullies. Please, no bully. Oh, right. Okay, that's the end. Next, we're going to go into a level, but it won't be a painting. I mean, level 6 wasn't really a painting either, but this one is really, really not a painting.